Hey folks, Real Honesty with John Ritlin. I'm John Ritlin. NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3 is done and over with, and what a show it was. Great show. I liked how they gave it an hour-long pre-show, since this is like NXT's WrestleMania. It was a star-studded panel because they kept bringing past NXT stars in. Charlie, my God, she looked good. Charlie looked great. Lita was just there. I think she was drunk. Or stoned. I don't have a clue. She doesn't really lend much to these panels. Great, did great things in the ring, just doesn't lend much to these panels. Kurt, of course, as Uka, because Kurt will be Kurt. Just because he's just that way. Big E was gold. They need to, one, give him a singles run at some point when this New Day thing has run its course. And I know the merch is still selling, but at some point, give Big E the rocket. Give him a monster push. This guy deserves it. This guy's absolute money. This guy's been money for a number of years. It was great. Him reflecting on his NXT time. Same with Neville. It was great that Neville was like all angry, but like got more into it and talked to Graves since they're former NXT tag champions. I really like that. Sasha managed to get her weave through customs and through the door. And then, customs, I kid. She just managed to get through the airport. And I liked how they used past NXT stars to hype it more, talk to Becky, talk to Bayley, this kind of stuff. That was really, really good. And you had Renee backstage, and it was really nice as a way to keep the theme of NXT, like, to see where it has grown from and to where it's going now. Now, I admit that there are times weekly NXT TV has its issues. It has its ups and downs. But the takeovers this year, San Antonio probably was the least of the takeovers they've had in a while, even though it had a couple pretty damn good matches. Orlando had its moments. WrestleMania 33 was better. Chicago was spectacular. And Brooklyn 3, I'm just going to say this, top that SummerSlam because it's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard. Now, SummerSlam's got like, 12, 13, 18,000 matches on it. But you had Brooklyn, Brooklyn 3, the card, 5 matches. It was great. Mauro Ranallo, Nigel McGuinness, Percy Watson. Percy isn't the greatest on commentary. He's better than Booker T. Come on. He's better than Booker T. He's still learning. He's still doing well. Percy isn't the best, but he's doing well. In comparison to like Booker T and Otunga. Sorry, I'll take Percy over those guys any day. Code Orange with the opener. A band called Code Orange. I have no idea who Code Orange is. I wish these guys success, but this just was not a good live performance. Maybe they just didn't sound good live. I don't know. It just wasn't that good. Great video package, though. It was really cool how they lent the live music and that kind of stuff to hyping the matches. And then it opened with the match I expected. Gargano and Andrade Cien Almas. Tia Trinidad. My God, I know it's not her name in NXT. My God, she looks, it's like, whew, Aries, you are a lucky man. Bravo to you. Crowd was on fire. Crowd loved Gargano's entrance. And I like the little emoji thing, the open eye and the slanted eye and the, expression. I like that. I think that's marketable. There was really good psychology. Gargano did not look weak at all, near did Almas. Great spot of Gargano kicking Almas as he caught himself in the ropes. Really good stuff. I really enjoyed that. And the fact that, it seemed back and forth. Great opener, hot opener. Seemed like Gargano was about to win. And Tia throws a DIY shirt at Gargano. It distracts him. Andrade manages to hit the big move, get the win. Great stuff. Great heat for Almas. Keeps it going. Gargano doesn't look weak. It's a fantastic opener, and this is the feud that can keep going for a few weeks. Since, apparently, and thanks to everybody that told me that Tommaso Ciampa, is out till March with an ACL injury, reportedly. If that's the case, I feel bad for the guy. But this is a way where they can keep Gargano as the underdog. He can almost get, a big title win or something like that, and then Ciampa's going to show back up and beat him up. Something like that. But that would be pretty cool. Great opener, though, between Gargano and Almas. Very fantastic. And a match that I expected to be the least of the card, and it still was, but it was better than I expected, and that's AOP versus Sanity. Graves was on commentary. It's great stuff. I really enjoyed that. It was a nice way. You had 4 men on commentary, yet it didn't feel crowded. Didn't feel crowded at all. There was a brawl at the beginning. It's great stuff. Table was brought out at one point. Eric Young replaced Killian Dane, so you had a size differential. And Sandy worked as baby faces, which was a little weird. I mean, AOP naturally are great heels. I'm just saying I was a little surprised. I guess by default, Sandy was the baby faces. It was good stuff. The AOP's improved quite a bit. I mean, they still need to be guided quite a bit. I mean, they're only 20, 23, 24, I think 24, or 23, 22, or 23, 24. But still, they did well. Ellering has done wonders for them since he's been their manager. It's been great stuff. And honestly, it was really good. It was mixed with brawling. Since they made Sandy seem sympathetic, that's where the Brooklyn crowd started to turn and was like, hey, even though AOP got some good reactions, it was good stuff that Sandy was able to get the win. And Nikki Cross could dive on me. I mean, I love Nikki Cross. I think she's great. I've been trying to watch some of her stuff pre-WWE. I'm impressed. I've enjoyed her work, and I hope that she gets a chance to be both NXT Women's Champion and Raw or SmackDown Women's Champion. I think she's got she's got the ability. I mean, yeah, she's, size-wise, I think she's only like 5'1", but she can do well. She can do well as a heel. I think she could do well as a good babyface down the road. A table spot where one of the AOP members, I can't tell them apart. I can't. I know that facially they're different. I just can't tell. But Killian Dane ran outside when one of the AOP members caught Nikki Cross and slammed him through the table. Alexander Wolf and Eric Young double team the other one. Great elbow drop. 1, 2, 3. And Sandy are the tag team champions. Fun fact, and somebody told me this, and I'm glad somebody did, that Eric Young won the tag team championship in the NWA Tag Team Championship when he was in TNA, now GFW, in like his first year in the company, which was really cool. I mean, I remember the Team Canada was the champions. I just forgot when exactly it happened, but it was really cool, and it's really nice that Eric Young's getting a title run. And Sandy could use Freebirds rule. If Eric Young doesn't want to be there, we'll have Wolf and Dane defend the titles, that kind of stuff. You could actually have Killian Dane at some point be NXT champion. I don't think Sandy's going to be tag team champions that long, though, because Dane, I don't think gets a shot until maybe January, if they have one before the Rumble again. But it was a good match. It was better than I expected. Probably the least on, of the matches on the card. But it was still a standout tag team match and solid effort by both teams. Great stuff, great pace, brawl at the beginning, pace throughout, table spot at the end, pin, nice stuff. Hideo Itami versus Aleister Black. Well, it was really cool that JR got to call a match with Morrow. That's a dream of mine. That's great stuff. I was really happy about that. Live music for Aleister Black. It's really cool. Hideo was a great heel. Great heel, show me respect, beating up Black and all that kind of stuff. Aleister Black suffered a busted nose. It was great back and forth offense. Great kicks. I mean, they were just kicking the crap out of each other, chopping the crap out of each other. Black mass at the end, and Aleister won, but it was really by the skin of his teeth. Hideo did not look weak. Aleister Black looked great. Like, both guys, if you want to continue this feud on NXT TV, and if you want to have these guys, if it wasn't for the crowded NXT title picture, because of a feud that I'm going to mention, I can see these guys feuding over the NXT title. The question is who would be what. I think the ship sailed on Hideo being the NXT champion. I honestly think it has. I think they're going to give him a run maybe until Survivor Series. Survivor Series or maybe the Rumble. If he's still healthy by the Rumble, then the takeover before the Rumble, then they'll have him come up. That's what I would do. And then you could have him have a good solid run as a heel, because that's what you're going to have to do. But it was still a great match, great kicks. It was great, a brutal offense, very good stuff. Hideo's a great heel. Aleister Black, cool, calm, and collected, but able to go from angry to calm. Great stuff. It was a great night so far. Great night so far. And then a match I expected. And by the way, I did not call the tag titles. I did my NXT Takeover predictions. And I said a title change could happen. I just didn't think it would, at least as far as I recall. I don't watch my own shows back, so I'm just trying to kind of remember. My short-term memory is not great. That's why I write notes for my reviews. But it was nice to see Sandy win the tag titles. And then we go to Ember Moon versus Asuka for the women's title. Ember didn't get much of a reaction in the beginning. Even got some boos. She got some cheers, but she got some boos. More boos than I expected. Asuka got rocked in the beginning. And then, as it went on, was focusing on Ember Moon's arm and the previously injured shoulder, and hitting her on the ramp and some good stuff. But Ember was able to counter some of the moves, being the gritty underdog babyface that she was. Really, really enjoyable. Really great storytelling. And that Eclipse. She hit the Eclipse in 1, 2, no. When that Eclipse did not work, I was like, oh crap, Ember's gonna lose. Ember's gonna lose. And I'm a little bit surprised, and she actually did lose. Might be the match of the night. I mean, Asuka won, maybe the match of the night. Maybe. I mean, it was really good storytelling. Still not as good as Bayley versus Sasha at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 1. But still damn good. And still really, really good. These ladies poured their damn hearts out. It was fun. It was great hard hits. And it was much better than their match at TakeOver Orlando. And that's nothing against that match, but something seemed to be missing there. It was almost like it was a carryover feud, like it wasn't going to happen. And I think Ember actually probably would have captured the title in Chicago had she not gotten injured. But then the real question is now what happens? She probably drops it to the winner of the Mae Young Classic. Asuka does. Probably two of Japanese finest. And I mean, not to spoil anything, but it'll be two of Japanese, two of Japan's finest, rather. Two of the finest Japanese women's wrestlers will be competing for the NXT women's title. Either it'll be right after the Mae Young Classic, or somebody came up with this idea that Asuka will just hand the title to her and go to the main roster. And leave NXT undefeated. That might be the better call, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Still, the women tore it up. Bravo to these ladies. Great stuff. Ember Moon arrived. It's possible Ember Moon gets called up. I think this match proved, some of the matches she's had recently have proved it, but this one really proved that even in defeat, she could be ready for the main roster. Now, does she go to Raw? Where Booker T, her mentor, helps, does commentary for her? Or does she go to SmackDown? I think that's a good question. You have Naomi on SmackDown. Maybe you put Ember on Raw. And you have a 5-on-5 women's elimination match, and you have Naomi and Ember at some point have a clash where you can build to that. Something like that. I mean, that would be interesting to me. I'm not saying Ember will get called up. But if she does, put her on Raw, build to that match. Build to that match. If you have a women's Royal Rumble, have them face off again. And then Ember versus Naomi, interpromotional if you have to. If Ember's on Raw, Naomi's on SmackDown, have that happen. I would be interested to see that match. I think you could build it properly. Well, Naomi hasn't been built the best as champion. I'm not saying she's going to have the title very long. In fact, by the time some of you watch this review, SummerSlam will be over, so Naomi could have lost the title. But you can build to that. And Naomi could always win the title back at some point. But you could build to that and have a great match. It'd be a good clash, and it'd be such an inspiration for many black people, especially young black women, that would be able to see these two great black athletes, these two great women, these two great female athletes, represent them and represent the growth of women's wrestling and show what great things can happen. I'd be interested to see it happen. What do you guys think? Leave those in the comments if you want. But Ember versus Asuka might be the match of the night. It might be. It might have even beat Drew versus Bobby Roode. It had a big fight feel to it. Don't get me wrong. It was better than Roode's. It was better than Roode's match with Nakamura at TakeOver San Antonio. And it was better than the one at Orlando. And it was better than the one Roode had with Hideo at Chicago. And that's not knocking those matches. This just had a bigger build to it. It just had a bigger, better build to it. And to me, this might be the best performance of both men's careers, at least in NXT. And I know Drew's only had a brief run in NXT, and Bobby Roode debuted last year in the ring at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2. But this just really had a big fight feel. It was a cool bagpipe entrance for Drew. It made me tear up a little bit thinking about Roddy Piper. I'm sure that Roddy Piper was an inspiration to Drew. I mean, I'm just guessing. But it's possible. But just, it was great, and it was a great dedication to Piper, and it was really good stuff. then Rude, the crowd was so into his entrance. Great psychology. Drew using the overpowering maneuvers. Rude using sleeper holes and stuff like that to work on Drew, work on his back. And Rude got his back worked on also. It was really good psychology. Really, really good psychology. Good back and forth. Good moves. I wonder what was going to happen. Who was going to win? And I honestly thought, I was like, okay, I think Drew's going to win. Rude might pull this off. And I thought maybe Roderick Strong would interfere and we'd have a no contest. But you can't have that at the end of a takeover. You just cannot have that. Even though they've done that at the end of some Clash of Champions and stuff like that in some big events. Back in the NWA WCW days. But anyway, and I apologize for my voice. I'm having some bad allergies. And had a lot of stress going on in my life. But anyway, thank you very much for putting up with this review. But great usage of big moves. Dive by Drew McIntyre. Glorious DDT. Claymore. Throwing everything but the kitchen sink at everybody. At their opponents. It's great, great stuff. And fun fact, and I got to go back to the tag title match, because I totally skipped over it. But Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly attacking Sandy and AOP. Now, how cool was that? How cool was that shit? That was really, really great. That actually spiced up the match rating a little bit, even though it was after the match. That was really, really good. And it was nice to see Red Dragon reunite. It was a great team in Ring of Honor, by the way. Haven't been able to watch a ton of Ring of Honor, but what I've seen, Red Dragon was a great, great team. And, speaking of that, and I wanted to kind of tie that together. Second Claymore, 1, 2, 3, McIntyre wins. Crowd's reacting big time because they see somebody in the crowd is Drew celebrating. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly are on the ring apron. He goes to get them. Adam Cole attacks. Adam Cole's now in NXT. That's great. I've only seen some of Adam Cole's work. The guy is very, very good. And I hope he gets a fair shot. This rumored Ring of Honor stable, fantastic. Fantastic stuff. Very, very lucrative possibilities. And hopefully they're used right. So we'll see what happens. But I would say this is an A show. A show. Maybe even A+. Because there really wasn't a bad match of the night. And the tag title switch shocked me. In fact, the women's title didn't switch. Shocked me. And it was a great match from Asuka. And Asuka, oh my God, Asuka's just beautiful as can be, but also a great, great talent. Ember really shined here. The Eclipse almost won. Hideo and Aleister Black did so well. And a new NXT champion. And a great opener between Gargano and Andrade Cien Almas. So anyway, that's what I gotta say. What do you guys think of NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3? Are you guys excited for the next possible feuds going on? What feuds are you excited for? Leave them in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Also, it's been Real Honesty with John Ritlin. I'm John Ritlin. I will see you soon.